All right, good morning. In today's video, we're going to be talking about built-in functions that Octave has. So let's get started. Excuse me. So I put my header in, got clear all, close all, CLC, and oops. Let's make a comment. Let's look at square roots. So say x is 100, and we want to take the square root. You can just say sqrt of x. And I will just take that off. I will run it. And then two ways you can look at it. You could look at your workspace right here, or go to your command window and you can see that y equals 10. Or you can open up this and see y equals 10. So if you have two monitors, you could move one over. Or you can pull this command window out if you want. All right, next is trig. So let's define an angle. Theta equals 45. And you have two options, radians and then degrees. So let's just call variables d equals cos of theta. That gives you the cosine of 45 in radians. R equals sine of theta. That gives you the angle in radians for sine. And then O tan of theta. And so these three will give you cosine, sine, and tan in terms of radians. And then degrees, you just have to do cos d of theta. And then t would be sine d of theta. And then y equals tan d of theta. So those will give you the angles in terms of degrees. So we can go ahead and run these. They all show up in the workspace. So if you don't put the d, they're radians. If you put the d, they're degrees. Okay, what about like inverse? You want to try to find the angle like that of a triangle. Let's see. So say we have opposite is 4 feet. And say your adjacent is 3 feet. And then your hypotenuse is 5 feet. And we want to find like the cosine of the angle, the sine, or the tangent. So I'll just write a variable. It'd be a cos d of adjacent over hypotenuse. All right, and if you want to find the sine of the angle, it'd be a sine d of opposite over hypotenuse. And then say you wanted to find the tangent of that angle, a tan d of opposite over adjacent. Okay, and then if I run these will also show up. So cosine, theta, and sine. And tangent. So again, so these are a 3, 4, 5 triangle. You want to find the inner angles, okay? Or if you're doing trig, and say you're doing Newton's second law, looking at forces, These would be the angles that you could find. All right, cool. How about nested stuff? For example, you could do this. You could say SQRT of sine d of theta. Okay, so that would take you're taking the sine of theta in degrees, but then taking the square root. Now, I know in some calculators you don't have to put the multiplication, but you do in this. You do have to say you want to multiply this by some other number. Make sure to include your multiplication, because if you don't, you'll get an error. Okay, let's look at natural log. So Q equals log of X. So when you say log in here, it's actually the natural log. So be aware of that. And if you want to do log based 10, then it would be log 10 of 10. Oops. Okay, so log 10 is actually log base 10. We'll run these and make sure we don't get any issues. Okay. I didn't put any semicolons. Did I put some? Yeah, I put the semicolons back here. And I'll just show you. I'll just run those. So you get 4.6 for natural log, and then log 10, which is your doing an actual log. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. You could also round. So rounding, so say Z is 8.6, and we'll say L is round of Z. Let's run this. I ran it, and I'm just going to look over here. So L, you get 9. Okay, I'll also go to my command window. So when you round it, it will round up. Put semicolons back in there. All right, let's look at statistics real quick, and that'll be the last thing. Stats. So we're going to define a matrix. So say you got 100, semicolon 90, semicolon 85, semicolon 75, semicolon 100. Oh. So you got 100 and 90 and 85 and 75 and 100 on an exam. We want to find the average. So you just say mean of X. And say you want to find the mode, which would be mode of X. And then say you want to find the min of X. And say you want to find the max of X. And what I'll do is I'll take these out just for now and run them. Oh, I spelt it wrong. Max. There we go. Okay. So I'll bring this little window over. So the average is 90. The mode is 100, because there's two of them. The min is 75, and the max is 100. So there you go. So there, in summary, very crude built-in functions that Octave has that you can use or you will use in your engineering career. Again, these are not all of them. They're just some that will get you started. And as you keep practicing and keep coding, you're going to find, is there a built-in function for this? Okay, and we'll continue with this. There will be another tutorial where it will be you create your own function code, and that tutorial will either be next or the one after. All right, thank you for watching, and enjoy your day.